Would it not be great if my trailer could simply be lifted and placed on the ship without its content being touched? This statement by American businessman Malcolm McLean in 1956 sparked the idea of container transportation. Often credited as the father of modern containerization, Michael McLean was a trucking entrepreneur who envisioned a system where goods could be loaded into standardized containers at their origin and then transferred seamlessly between trucks, ships, and trains without unpacking. In 1956, McLean's company Sealand launched the first container ship, the Ideala X, which carried 56 containers from Newark, New Jersey to Houston, Texas. This event shaped the international transportation of goods, intercepting the efficiency and low cost. According to the Wall Street Journal, a single container can transport 10,000 iPads from Shanghai to Hamburg for 5 cents each. The average cost of TV transportation from China to US costs less than $2. This calculation expresses how long distance transportation is economically sustainable by sea. Likewise, containers are designed for easy transfer between ships, trucks, and trains, minimizing the need for manual handling. This reduces the time and cost associated with transferring goods from one mode of transport to another. The ability to switch between different modes of transport offers flexibility and resilience in logistics, helping to mitigate disruption and optimize routes. The concept of container isn't entirely from the 20th century. Ancient civilizations used various types of containers such as amphorae and wooden barrels to transport goods. These containers facilitated the handling and shipment of goods but were not standardized or intermodal. During the World War II, military used containers called Connex box for efficient and quick transportation of supplies. This was crucial for the logistics of war, particularly for the US Army. In 1956, McLean upgraded the containers in the form of steel box, as we know today. Before the introduction of standardized containers, cargo handling was highly labor-intensive. Goods were typically loaded and unloaded piece by piece, a process known by brick bulk shipping. This method was slow and prone to damage and theft. Dock workers used to spend hours or days loading and unloading a ship, increasing turnaround times and costs. Likewise, ships were often delayed due to the slow process of loading and unloading, causing disruption in supply chain and increasing costs for business. Michael McLean recognized that the traditional methods of handling cargo were outdated and thought there must be a better way to streamline the process. McLean envisioned that containers could significantly cut down the time and cost associated with loading and unloading cargo. His concept led to the development of industrial standards for container size and handling, which were crucial for widespread adoption. Now, the efficiency of transportation led to cost reduction, which made it one of the cheapest. By reducing labor and handling costs, containerization made shipping more affordable, being a grace both for business and consumers, as well as reduction in damage and thefts. Nowadays, estimated that container transportation moves 95% of manufactured goods around the world. However, although the cheap and efficient, shipping has faced a nightmare that led to various losses. Ship hijacking, also known as maritime piracy, has haunted container transportation over the last decades, compromising the safety and security of international shipping lanes. It involves the unauthorized seizure or capture of vessels by armed individuals or groups from regions with political instability, poverty, and weak maritime governance. Hotspots for modern piracy have included the Gulf of Aden, the coast of Somalia, the Strait of Malacca, the Gulf of Guinea, and parts of southern East Asia. Particularly, Somalia coast became notorious for piracy in the early 2000s due to the country's political instability and lack of effective governance. At its peak around 2011, Somali pirates were responsible for over 200 attacks annually. Pirates often hijack ships to steal valuable cargo, such as oil, chemicals, or manufactured goods. Stolen cargo is typically sold in the black market, providing financial incentives for piracy. In many high-profile cases, pirates capture vessels and their crews, demanding larger ransoms for their release. The total economic impact of piracy has been estimated in billions of dollars annually. considering both direct costs and broad effects on the global trade. And we cannot forget about human costs and traumas of victims.